is quarterfinalist at our Cup, Tyler DC.
Hey, Matt.
And we are about to get into round number 1. We have 4 rounds of Swiss today, 10 Masters, and getting into a matchup, we were talking beforehand, these might be 2 of the best players, 2 of the best teams at the tournament today. We have Angel Torres and Allan Martinez. Angel running the Glamora, Annihilate, Electabuzz, Rillaboom, Incineroar, and Whimsicott. Allan running the Rillaboom, Mousehold, Golden Go, Annihilate, Dragonite, and Ursaluna Blood Moon. We were discussing right before going on air how many monkeys are in this matchup. There are certainly at least 4, and then it depends on whether you consider Electabuzz a monkey.
I think it is.
It's kind of just a guy. Kind of just a weird, creepy guy. So
yeah, he's kind of just a dude.
He's kind of a dude. In any case, we were talking beforehand because Angel has definitely been on this Glamora for quite a while. Certainly makes really good use out of it, and Glamora does great against a lot of really good Pokemon in this metagame. It's not the greatest into this team you were mentioning beforehand.
No, I'm seeing 3 rock resists on 3 of Allan's kind of highest base stat Pokemon. He's got a redirection, he's got Friend Guard, so this is going to be an interesting to see if Glamora can kind of muscle through it.
With the Annihilate and the Dragonite lead on Allan's side, we have the Electabuzz Glamora on Angel. So there is the redirection available for Angel.
Right. This is actually a great spot for him, because the Dragonite is its main target on. So you gotta really be thinking about the meteor being on turn 1.
Yeah, and I mean, you can Terrastalize, and you do have the multi-scale on this loaded dice set. Do you want to use that immediately? Especially because, and Angel was mentioning this to me before, it's going to be the Protect there, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But Angel was mentioning to me before that the Dragonite Scale Shot feels really good to get hit into you because you just get your Toxic Spikes up. I was wondering if this was what Allan wanted to go for, just saying, okay, the redirection's really obvious, let me just bulk up in the face of these Pokemon, and I'm not that afraid of anything that'll happen to me here. Particularly if the Meteor Beam goes into the Protect here.
Let's see if Angel called out this Protect. No, it doesn't look like it, but you still get the special attack boost, so Glamora's going to be pretty threatening kind of couple turns here, especially with redirections behind it.
Yeah, it's not, like, bad, it's just not, it doesn't really get progress here, and you do have to be a bit afraid of the Annihilate at this point, especially if Allan wants to go for anything crazy like a side Scale Shot into the Annihilate here to try to get like a really big Rage Fist at +1.
I think the thing you gotta really be watching out for if you're Angel is that Electabuzz is only attacking the Electro Web, so you're gonna activate Defiant every time Electabuzz wants.
Yeah, that's true as well. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. And I mean, I think you just kind of want to follow me on this Electabuzz, but at the same time, you can get hit pretty hard. There is the Drain Punch, which not going to... I mean, it is the strongest move that Annihilate had access to there, so it makes sense that it went through.
Sludge Bomb hits through the multi-skill for a little bit of reduced damage. Poison on Dragonite.
Does this KO? That's number 2. Number 3. It's going to need all 5. There's 4. And it does not get the 5th one.
Let's go Electabuzz.
Electabuzz does take the hit. This does mean now that the Dragonite will outspeed the Annihilate, and there is the Electro Web that you mentioned. Dragonite will still outspeed the Annihilate, although now the Glamora will probably outspeed both of them, but it does mean the Annihilate is now at a Rage Fist stack, which makes it fairly powerful at 100 base power, and also +3 attack and +1 defense. So this thing is pretty scary at this point.
It is worth noting. Okay, Earth Power is not doing too much, unfortunately. Citrus Berry activates here on Annihilate. Do what Electabuzz wants. Tailwind.
Ooh, I like that Tailwind choice. Knowing that you're already a little bit slower and you can get that speed back. Is that no... yeah, that was no...
Glamora.
Follow me from the Electabuzz. So yeah, Glamora just gets taken out by the Rage Fist, and starting to put that Annihilate in a really good spot, because that was the one big target on Angel's side, and it's been dealt with.
Other Webs comes out, Annihilate's up to +5 now.
And now it can pretty easily click Drain Punch into whatever it wants to get
But-
a lot of HP back.
But it has gotten 2 speed drops, so now it's neutral with the Tailwind. So if Angel's Annihilate is faster than it, it's actually going to burst here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the difficult thing about this. And also the Electabuzz, I think it'll depend on whether... The Dragonite should still move before the Annihilate at the very least. Because the big thing is trying to get the Electabuzz out of the way with that Follow Me before Rillaboom gets to... or before Annihilate gets to attack so we can get a big Drain Punch onto the Rillaboom here. But the Rillaboom can also fake out into the Dragonite to basically secure a KO.
Good, but you can also leave it to Poison, because Dragonite's not going to get any healing from the Message.
That is true.
Those-
Is Angel just gonna
think
forfeit? I respect the really early forfeit if that's what he went for. Yeah, that was just a really early forfeit. I think it makes sense. I don't think there was a way for Angel back into that game. I just don't think there was enough damage to deal with the Annihilate.
Yeah.
But it was still way earlier than you're used to seeing. And I wonder if Angel just wanted to preserve information more than anything else.
Yeah, and this is kind of the problem with Electrowebs and Icy Wind at speed control, because Ape and their Defiant Pokemon are going to be particularly scary if you're going to try to speed control their partners.
Yeah, but at the same time, it feels so good on Electabuzz being like your one attacking move, because you do get the speed control, you do get to do something if you're taunted, but it ends up being kind of awkward into a matchup like this. And so I wonder if it will be not the Electabuzz this time, especially because Electabuzz did like nothing.
The
Accomplished
redirection-
very little.
The redirection could be good if Allan wanted to go for like an lead or something like that, but it looks like Angel's going to walk in the early bed. So Tailwind mode is going to be a little better. Speed control here, I think.
Yeah.
Try to get ahead of Allan's.
Yeah, and of course Angel definitely had trouble on the turn 1 last time, going for the Meteor Beam into Dragonite's Protect. Probably gonna go for something different this time, or at least that is noteworthy in the next game as a possible read. Especially because I don't see any reason... Allan could certainly change up the lead. Allan's team is just so flexible. You could change up the lead as much as you want.
I don't see why you would change up the 8, though, because you're punishing Electrowebs, you're punishing Intimidate and Incineroar, you resist the Meteor Beam,
You ignore Fake Out.
It's just... he does mix it up into the burst. So...
I
Alright.
still don't hate it, and yeah, none of the stuff we mentioned ended up coming out, and the Ursaluna pretty solid to these Pokemon here.
Yeah. Curious to see what... Oh, that was a quick lock.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, is when you're so confident with a team like this, you've certainly seen, like, an Ursaluna Dragonite before.
Yeah. It's a relatively common...
Yeah. And especially we're back in Reg H. This is our second time through. A lot of people kind of understand what the metagame is and what it should be. And so many people are so confident that I think a lot of plays just end up being, okay, I've seen this before, I know what I have to do on turn 1. And it ends up being later down the line that you start making the bigger choices.
Right. Alright, so we're going to see Glamora switch here. We're going to see Dragonite protect the Beam again.
Although if Allan reads that and goes for like a Tailwind or something, it could be pretty valuable.
Could be. Ooh, Terra turn.
Turn 1 Terra out of Allan.
Did this speed of the Dragonite to do?
I think it did, yeah, sure is. And, I mean, I don't hate it in general. Like, Terra Fairy's not bad, and Allan isn't super Terra reliant on anything else. He didn't use it in the last game.
And the Moonblast is right with the Dragonite, so that's here to break that multi-scale.
Ooh, that's the Scale Shot into the Rillaboom. It doesn't feel great doing that into Glamora. It feels way better doing it into Rillaboom, honestly. It's going to take out about half of its HP. One more? No, just the 4 there. We'll see her what Blood Moon wants to go for. If it's like a Hyper Voice, that'd be pretty good, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that'll break the Sash for Whimsicott, bring Rillaboom down to pretty low HP.
Worth noting, Dragonite did shed its quadruple mass, so with that defense drop, it's actually kind of a target for Rillaboom.
It certainly is, but at the same time, you have to be scared about this Ursaluna at this point. Like, another Hyper Voice certainly picks up the Whimsicott. It'll get pretty close to picking up Rillaboom. Could also Blood Moon into one of them. in general, it's just a little bit of a scary bear at this point.
I think neither of Allan's Pokemon want to take a Woodhammer at this point. So
yeah, that's certainly true.
You got to kind of figure out where this Woodhammer is going. Follow up.
Yeah, and I mean, potentially Allan can just say, okay, I know which one it should target into because one of them doesn't have Protect.
Sure.
One of them doesn't have Protect, and even if it had Terra, it wouldn't be able to do anything. This was something that was interesting to me. The Tailwind. Will the Rillaboom be faster than the Dragonite? I assume it will, yeah.
Just U-turns for a little bit of repositioning. Let's see what decides to do here.
Not really anything that feels great. I don't hate the Annihilate.
You might be opting for Rage Fist.
Okay.
Allan just matches it.
And it's the Hyper Voice. It will take down the Whimsicott. Little chunk to Annihilate, but does give it the first Rage Fist stack. And with the Tailwinds are matched on the same turn right now, so it doesn't really mean anything, ultimately, but...
The first Scale Shot should mean that Dragonite's the fastest thing on the field right now.
Yeah.
See... Go for it.
This turn's going to be really important because all these Pokemon are threatening a lot of damage right now. 3 of them have Protects. It's certainly... I think there will be at least one KO this turn.
Certain.
And the direction that those KOs go will probably determine the game.
Worth noting that the Glimmora is not boosted yet, and it is Assault Vest or something.
Yeah.
So this is going to be with Drain Punch not being bulked up.
Yeah, I don't think Ursaluna has much of a chance. Yeah, I don't think it has much of a chance of getting KO'd by a single hit.
Yeah.
Potentially yeah. Which makes sense, but at the same time does not help it against like a Blood Moon, if that's what Allan decides to call out.
So the Protect on Dragonite makes sense. Try to bait out this Meteor Beam.
I think that's probably what it will be. Try to clean up the Dragonite at this point.
Special attack boost. And
hold for the very long turn. Yep. So far, pretty good for Allan. Gonna get Drain Punched. It does actually pretty good damage, yeah. It is still super effective, and Annihilate is still a big scary monkey. If this is Blood Moon, yeah, this probably KOs.
Great call.
Ooh, 6 HP remaining. I did not expect it to take that. It does leave it on very low HP, but at the same time, it does mean the Glimmora is still there. Allan can Scale Shot into it, but you do still have a Protect available, you are still lingering a little bit, and Annihilate is outputting pretty good damage, so...
Yeah, I think the interesting thing here is that Dragonite might want to try to deal with Annihilate, but it's kind of forced to deal with Glimmora now that there's a +1 Sludge Bomb on it.
Yeah. Oh, Vacuum Wave. Vacuum Wave is definitely how you pick up the Glimmora here, which leaves Dragonite to deal with Annihilate. Although you get kind of... I get a little antsy about going Scale Shot into Annihilate just to boost up the Rage Fist there.
Spiky Shield here from the Glimmora.
Yeah.
And there is a Vacuum Wave into the
Makes
slot.
sense.
Makes sense.
Now the big question. Dragonite, I assume, does go for the Scale Shot. How much does this do? It doesn't feel like a lot of damage. I'm a little nervous.
Base power, 250 base power, 300 base power.
I'm getting a little scared. Ooh, and only the 4 hits again for Allan. That's, what, the 3rd time this set?
Yeah. Defense drops, 300 base power Rage Fist.
Yeah, that's goodbye Dragonite.
Alright.
And that puts us in kind of a weird spot, because Dragonite's Dragonite's fast with a speed boost, but Annihilate is naturally pretty fast, and I don't know that Allan has anything that he can be super confident will outspeed the Annihilate at just neutral.
Yeah, I think, if anything, your own Annihilate, then...
I think you have to go with your own Annihilate, but even
really
then...
It depends on how the two are trained, because this Annihilate's only going to have a 50 power Rage Fist to start.
And keep in mind, the Glimmora is going to be the fastest thing on the field. And so Glimmora can put down some pretty good damage ahead of everything else. You really want the Ursaluna to be able to deal with the Annihilate? It's really awkward. It's going to be really awkward. And it might come down to a speed tie. Oh, wow. Allan's Annihilate is just the fastest thing on the field. I expected Glamora to be faster, but that's just a fast monkey
right there.
It has a higher
fast base speed, if I'm not mistaken.
It probably does, but I a lot of the time I just anticipate these Annihilate, especially the bulk up sets, to be a little bit slower, a little more bulky, but certainly work for Allan, and if this is a Blood Moon coming through here, then that's probably going to be game.
Yeah, imagining so.
Yep, there's the Blood Moon. Can't imagine it will not take out the... 3 HP, never mind. I'm a liar, I'm a huge liar. It's still a good spot for Allan, though. It's on such low HP that you can finish it off with either the immediate Vacuum Wave or a attack from the Annihilate.
Yeah, unfortunately, Rillaboom can fake out or Grassy Glide to stop the Vacuum Wave on our Saloon side.
Yeah, the problem is just that Allan's Annihilate can't be stopped. Yeah.
So...
unless it's speed tied, unless they're both surprisingly fast and speed tied.
I think that's the only way you're gonna get out of this in a speed tied.
Yeah, because there's still one Pokemon in the back for Allan, which the indicator suggests is the Goldengo. Which I don't think there's much of a way that this Rillaboom takes out a Goldengo by itself, even aside from everything else. There is the Grassy Glide, does take down the Ursaluna.
See if this is consistently faster, eh? And it looks like it is.
Sure is. At the very least, it 1-2 speed ties. Is probably just faster, but either way, Angel's Annihilate drops, and it is just the Rillaboom remaining now against a full HP Annihilate and a full HP Goldengo.
Not a great position for Rillaboom.
I don't think Rillaboom can do this one, and we already saw it was the U-turn variant, so it doesn't even have high horsepower to hit the Goldengo. And the battle's cancelled. Another forfeit from Angel, and Allan Martinez with a very nice 2-game 2-0.
Yeah, that Annihilate was really quite a force of nature in that battle.
Yeah, the speed that it had in game number 2 was really important. The bulk up was really important in game number 1. It just was able to accomplish so much over the course of the 2 games. And Annihilate is kind of a weird Pokemon in this format. It has some issues, but certainly showed up there and answered the Glamora reasonably well.
Yeah, it's one of those mons that really feels like it's either like you're going to throw it out and have it get shot, and it's going to do a little bit, or it's going to raid boss the entire team. There's really no in between.
Yeah, exactly. In any case, we are going to take a quick break, and then we will be back for round number 2. Don't go anywhere.